I'm Zach Brenner, and I'm sitting here with Constantine, Emperor of Rome. How are you, Constantine?
I'm good.
Thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
So I wanted to start off because I've heard rumors. What is your real name?
My name is Flavius Valerius Aurelius Constantinus.
And when and where were you born?
I was born at Naissus in the province of Mysia Superior, the modern Nish in Siberia, on February 27, 271.
And who were your parents, and what influence did they have on you?
Well, my father was a military officer named Constantinus. He later changed his name to Constantinus I. And my mother was a woman of humble background named Helena. My father had the most influence on my life. As he was a powerful military political figure, he set the bar for me ever since I was born. I strove to just be what he expected from me.
So now I'm going to switch gears a little and ask you about what it was like being a soldier in Diocletian's Egyptian expansion.
In the year of 296, I departed for Egypt in Diocletian's army with high expectations for myself. Again, I was the son of Constantinus. I knew I had to make a name for myself. After my father became the title of Caesar on March 1st, 293, I knew immediately that things for me rose substantially.
So what was the significance of your father proclaiming you as emperor right before he died?
Obviously, I knew it was a big deal and that I had a huge responsibility. My father's death marked the start of when I truly became well known because I was going to become emperor. I was very proud to hold such a powerful position, and I was determined to live up to my family name.
So, what was the experience of co-ruling the emperor with 5 other people like?
I must say, it was quite chaotic. Galerius, Licinius, Maximian in the east, Maximian, Maxentius' son, and myself in the west. Political unrest continued and caused Maxentius to drive his father from Rome, and Maximian committed suicide in 309. Maxentius threatened Gaul with a large army, and I crossed the Alps by Mount Cenis, defeated Maxentius, who was drowned after the last great victory at the Milvian Bridge near Rome in 312.
So, what was it like crossing the Alps to defeat Maxentius?
This is after Maxentius drove Maximian out of Rome, and Maximian killed himself. Maxentius then turned on Gaul with a very large army, so I knew I had to defeat him. Crossing the Alps was very exciting yet gut-wrenching at the same time. I have had experience in battle before, but to kill another emperor was a challenge. It was a wild experience.
I bet it was. So why did you convert to Christianity and pass the Edict of Milan?
When Diocletian and Maximian announced their retirement in 305, the problem caused by the Christians, or posed by the Christians, I should say, was unresolved and the persecution in progress. Upon coming to power, I ended all persecution in my territories, even providing for some of their restoration. However, my personal devotions were to Mars and increasingly to Apollo. In 312, during the night before the Battle of Milvian Bridge, I was commanded in a dream by God to place the sign of Christ on the shields of my soldiers. This is a significant part in my life, as it showed me who God really was. I attributed my victory eventually to the power of the gods of the Christians and committed myself to the faith ever since then. As for the Edict of Milan in 313, when Licinius was going to wed my half-sister, Constanta, at Milan, we discussed a possible religious policy that we would uphold. We decided to pass the Edict of Milan, which legalized Christianity.
That's a very interesting story. So what was it about Christianity that you found so appealing?
I like the fact that Christianity was open to peoples of all race and ethnicity. Also considering that Jesus was a very relatable and realistic human being and not some overwhelming superpower, I really liked it. I also found that suffering and sacrifice are logical things to do when trying to please God. Christianity just seemed to make sense to me, and I wanted all other people to feel the same as I did.
So was making Christianity the state religion a prime focus of yours?
I wouldn't say it was the prime focus of mine, because I made Christianity the state religion in 324, over a decade after the Edict of Milan. However, making Christianity the state religion was definitely one of my goals I knew I had to accomplish before I died. I did not want to press my tender relationship with Licinius at the time and therefore not do something he would approve of at the time.
So, why did you decide to strengthen the borders of Rome?
In the past, there were invasions, and part of the reason why, because the forces holding the borders were not strong enough. If the Roman people are going to be safe, there cannot be any foreign threats that I am not in charge of.
So why did you decide to name the capital Constantinople?
I refounded the ancient Greek city of Byzantium, but renamed it to Constantinople in the year 330. As I was the consul and ruler at that time, I thought it was appropriate that I name the capital after myself.
And what did you like about conservatism?
Well, this was the prevailing character of my government. My adaptation of Christianity did not lead to the radical reordering or to the systematic revision of the legal system. Generally refraining from sweeping innovations, I retained and completed most of my arrangements made by Diocletian, especially in provincial administration army organization.
Why did you decide to kill your son Crispus and the mother of your children, Fausta?
Well, Crispus had come under the suspicion of, well, to put it lightly, being involved with Fausta, my stepmother. These offenses were so severe, especially in my government, that I ordered them to be dematio memoriae, or forgotten forever.
That makes sense. And my last question is, what did you think about Helena's sudden burst of faith in Christianity in 326?
I completely support of her decisions. She now displays piety, humility, and charity. She built the church of Nadivi at Bethlehem and the church of Elonia in the Jerusalem's Mount of Olives. I understand that the death of Crispus and Fausta may have had an effect on her mentality, but I completely understand and therefore I support.
Constantine, thank you very much for your time.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Constantine, everyone. Thank you.